Let's fucking go.
Gonna refresh the pages. Here we go. I'm sorry, Rosanna.
Huh?
To wear the halo, homies. Fuck me.
You're so
sorry.
fucking real for that.
Your screen killed me. It just caught me so off guard. Caught me so off guard.
Oh my god.
Oh, goodness gracious. I mean, I'm doing neither of those things, but
Bitches
sure.
are getting money.
Ah.
Oh my god. I love how we both had the same title.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, you are, Flo.
I need a breather.
Oh, that was fucking funny.
I broke blue.
More broken can I be? No. No, 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 no.
Zombie Fool, welcome in. Feel deceived.
I feel deceived. What do you mean?
Oh my god.
Why are you deceived?
Snooze my dad. Welcome in. How are you?
What did we do to receive the things?
I think it's because of my fucking,
Hello there.
Hello there. It's because of my fucking
Hello
eye.
there.
The yippee was always so late for some reason. I forgot to fix that today, but it's fine.
Yippee!
I do have a soundboard of it though, so hold on, let me play that real quick.
Yippee!
There we go.
Oh my god. Perfect. And,
Alright.
I don't have nitro. I can't do the special ones. For me.
Not the cricket.
I meant to do the sad. Let me do that again. Poor me. Okay.
Alright.
Sorry.
You're good.
Okay. Mandatory everybody take sip of the water, please. Mandatory hydration. Before as we begins. If you want to, we will take momento. Go grab a snack. Grab a drink. Get all cozy. Get a blankie if you need one.
Not the blankie, I can't.
Get a blankie, a stuffy, whatever you please. And water.
I have whiskey
You
next
better.
to me too, but I did drink water, so.
You better freaking get some water, Coda. You better freaking get some water.
2.5 bottles, so I'm good.
I am the water monster. I will haunt you until you drink water. Now, Zombie, go get it. Go get it. Get your blankie. It's important. I should use that for a napkin. I shall put a blanket upon one of my toes.
Not the toes, I can't. Oh my god.
God, I'm so
Oh my god,
giggly.
thank you for the follow, Zombie
Oh,
Pool.
let's go, Zombie, let's go.
Shit, we're at 19, let's go.
Yes,
Yay!
I thought I heard the sound. I looked up, I was like, oh shit.
And your bot
Oh,
works too, which is really good.
Yes.
Look at my homie being
So
the best gamer ever.
excited.
Damn, my toes ain't that big.
Oh my gosh.
For a napkin, homie? Okay.
Alright. Let me switch over to the
Look at that.
Alright.
And everybody is ready. So, today, we are continuing with the New York Times best-selling author, Colleen Houck, in Reawakened. We are on chapter 4. Yes. Last time we left off, Lily had left Model Boy back in New York, and she had gotten into a cab. Or as he said, a golden chariot. because, well, we don't know how old this guy is. He's apparently a mummy that reawakened. Oh! It's like when they say the name of the movie in the movie. I don't know why I'm so giggly tonight. I'm so sorry. Oh. Alright, is everybody ready?
What chapter did we leave off
Yes.
This is going to be chapter 4. We're starting on chapter 4.
on? Alright, hell yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Chapter 4. The Ties That Bind. As the driver turned the corner, bringing Central Park back into view, I asked him to drop me off at the Hotel Helios, my home. Well, it's Tuesday, so have to be enough, zombie. Come back next week for titties. Because what we're doing is we're alternating. So this is the second week of reading this book. But we started it 2 weeks ago. So we're switching YA adult, YA adult. So you've caught us on the YA week. If you don't know what YA means, young adult. So this is like, I read this, I think, while I was in college. But the same author I read in high school. Those are the kind of books she reads. Writes. Anyways. I asked him to drop me off at the Hotel Helios, my home. When I was young, we'd live in the suburbs, and my parents would take the train into Manhattan every day. But as soon as my mother got her big promotion, my father scored a huge money-making deal. They traded in our upscale, more rooms than we knew what to do with, suburban home for an even more upscale, snooty penthouse that was easily 10 times the price and had even more rooms that we never used. There were definite perks to living in Manhattan, and even more perks to living in a hotel, like maid service, room service at all hours, doormen, valets, access to the hotel pool, the steam room, and the gym. Still, it was hard for me to think of this residence as a home. The streets of New York were constantly filled with noise. A drilling, jackhammering, honking, police whistling, bus squeaking, and exhaust hissing cacophony that never faded. Then there was also the fact that quote-unquote homes in NYC came with apartment numbers and shared walls with various eateries, or in my case, floor levels and room service. And then add to that my parents preferred to keep our residence looking magazine perfect, stiff, and unlived in. I didn't crave a place where the grass was greener. Heck, I just wanted grass, period. It was no wonder I felt a bit disenchanted. To me, a home was a quiet place with a yard, a fence, and a dog. And not one of those sissy dogs that ride in purses either. A real home needed a real dog. Like maybe a German Shepherd or a Doberman. A big dog that would slobber all over its owner, dig up the yard, and wait patiently by the window to welcome its master home. Now, my grandmother's farm was the perfect place for a dog. I had fond memories of chasing her various pets through fields of tall grass, wet noses being pushed into my hands, the smell of sun and wind and wood and fur as I kissed the top of their heads and played with their ears. She'd had several dogs over the years, but her last dog, Bilbo, had recently died of old age, and she didn't have the heart to replace him yet. As soon as the driver pulled up, Herb, the hotel doorman, made his way over and opened my door. "Did you have a nice day, Miss Young?" he asked politely. I allowed him to help me out. "Herb, it was one of the worst days of my entire existence. You wouldn't even believe it if I told you," I said as I squeezed his hand. Chuckling, Herb walked me to the hotel's golden doors. "I'd believe anything you told me. You aren't one of those dramatic young women always vying for attention." I laughed. "Well, drama can sneak up on you, Herb. I have officially received more attention today than I'd ever want. The result is a killer migraine and a hankering for chocolate. Have a nice evening." "You too, Miss Young. I hope you feel better." He gave me a puzzled look before opening the door. "Me too," I replied over my shoulder as I entered the hotel. When did the lights become so bright? I squinted to minimize the stabbing pain behind my eyeballs as I made my way through the lobby toward the private elevators, where Stan stood guard, and led me up to floor 52. There was nothing modest about the place where I lived. My parents owned the entire floor and had spared no expense in decorating it with highly fashionable prices. Pieces. Prices? Pieces? Prices. Pieces.
This is different.
Rugs
Yeah,
selected
yeah,
by
we're
famed
pushing
interior
out a bit of tomorrow for
decorate.
this week, but yeah, like,
Whoa.
so far it's doing really good.
Words. Just wait. Just wait. Ugh. Rugs selected by famed interior decorators, art that was carefully chosen not only to complement the rooms, but also to show potential clients, tastefully, just how much money we had, in a big enough to get lost in refrigerator designed to look like an expensive cabinet. Items that were as cold and impersonal as the rooms themselves. My bedroom being the only exception. That was the only place I felt comfortable enough to kick off my shoes and drop my keys on the table. One of the only purchases my parents had made that I actually like was a Chihuly chandelier, which hung in the dining room. It felt chaotic somehow, which was a very unique feeling in my otherwise straight-laced life. The softly lit golden balls, drawn curly Q ribbons, and twirled shells had a wild kind of beauty that beckoned me to stretch beyond myself, to use the heat of experience to shape the grains of sand and that beckoned me to stretch beyond myself, to use the heat of experience to shape the grains of sand in the emotional desert that was my life into something as rich and precious as the Chihihuli spun glass. As I entered the kitchen, I called out, "Marcella, are you here?" The only sound I heard in reply was the fading echo of my voice in this empty tomb of a home. Selecting a perfectly chilled diet ginger ale from the fridge, I headed to my room, my sanctuary in what I like to call the Ice Palace. When I entered, I let my bag fall heavily to the floor and leaned over to undo the buckles on my sandals. I loved my room. I decorated it in creamy, ivory, and the palest shades of pink. The bed and nightstand were a tawny gold and carved in a style reminiscent of Victorian England. The posts at each corner of the bed curved in beautiful arches, with sheer curtains hanging from them in soft folds. One side of the room was floor-to-ceiling windows, which led out to my own private veranda with a magnificent view of Central Park. The opposite wall was offset with geometric shapes, frosted glass squares and rectangles in various sizes that were lit from behind with muted pink lights. Catching a glimpse of myself in the huge gilt mirror convinced me that a bath was absolutely necessary before I clawed in the... Damn it, zombie. That's what happens. It happens, okay? Was absolutely necessary before I climbed into bed. I padded across the room, my feet sinking into the thick carpet. I staggered toward the bedroom, massaging the back of my neck along the way. My shoulders were stiff and sore, especially the left one. The throbbing in my head was getting worse, and to top it all off, my skin felt slightly swollen and itchy. I ran my tongue over my lips and tasted a coppery tang, as if my lips had been bleeding. Maybe I'm allergic to something, I thought. Probably all that ancient dust in the museum. I popped 4 ibuprofen, then stared at my reflection and got an up-close view of just how haggard I looked from every possible angle. How about that? The Twisted Sisters were right. I do look like something the cat coughed up. Praying that the ibuprofen would work its magic quickly, I sank into the luxurious tub and commenced scrubbing. The hot, bubbly water made me realize just how tired I was. With my head cushioned by a thick towel, I fell asleep. It didn't seem like I'd been out for very long when my eyes suddenly snapped open. The windows were frosted for privacy, so light could come in and heat would be deflected, but no one could see inside. The spa style, however, the spa style shower, it's a lot of tongue twisters, closed off with a wall of etched glass, functioned in a similar way, letting in light but allowing only an opaque view of the person bathing. I hadn't bothered to turn on the lights because I wanted to enjoy the warmth from the setting sun, a rare treat in a town full of skyscrapers. That was one of the biggest perks about living in a skyscraper near Central Park. The dimming light must have been playing tricks on my eyes, though, because, for a moment, it seemed as if someone was there, moving in the shadows. After staring fixedly at the spot for a solid minute, I decided it must have been the clouds that caused the shifting shades. Either that or the long shadows of the building across the park. I settled my head back against the towel. Paranoid much? It's off! Stop looking at chat! Okay. Okay. Paranoid much? I mumbled. I tried to relax and enjoy, but the perfectly warm water chilled me. Darkness seemed to leach the sunlight from the moon, and I suddenly felt as if I were entombed in a large sarcophagus instead of reclining in a spacious tub. A strong scent of incense mixed with the sharpness of coppery blood. I heard the faint sound of someone sobbing, and then a scream. Gasping, I sat straight up, causing water to slosh in violent waves that spilled over the rim and onto the marble platform. With a burst of energy, I scrambled out of the tub and stood staring at it in horror. Trembling, water pooling at my feet, I pushed my dripping hair out of my eyes and tried to calm my breathing and slow my heart rate. What is wrong with me? I'd never heard of migraines causing hallucinations, but I supposed it could happen. An even more logical explanation would be that I nodded off and had a bad dream. Maybe I have low blood sugar. I'd only had tea before heading off to the museum. That must be it. Low blood sugar, I rationalized, chalking the experience up to delusions due to hunger. But even after pushing the crazy things that had happened that day to the back of my mind, I couldn't deny that something very strange was going on. Unplugging the drain and deciding to let our housemaid, Marcella, clean up, something very abnormal for me, and something I knew she would devise a secret punishment for later, I wrapped a thick towel around my hair, slid on my plush robe, and headed to my room, taking a seat at my desk. The first thing I did was extricate the giant mishmash of papers that I'd stuffed into my bag when I made my hasty retreat from the museum. After sorting and stacking them into neat little piles and placing them on the corner of my desk for easy access, I felt much better. There was something about those piles, along with lists that had heavy black check marks and calendars with full days crossed off, that gave me a sense of control and, even more, a sense of achievement. Perhaps I was more my parents' daughter than I liked to believe. The organized me, the meticulous me, the good little soldier, fit perfectly into their lifestyle, and I seemed to find comfort of sorts in the routine. Though in my heart I longed for some chaos and adventure, the truth was that I very much depended on order to function. Sounds like me, but also not. Adjusting, sorry. Opening my notebook, I found the page where I'd begun the sketch of Amon. I tried to tackle drawing his face, but kept erasing his features, frustrated that I couldn't get them right. Why I was so picky about Amon, I didn't know. Eventually I gave up and just drew the outline of his head. I heard the ding of the elevator, followed by the staccato clicking of high-heeled shoes indicating that my mother was home. I had been focused on Amon's sketch far longer than I thought. My mother ducked her head into my room, and the flowery fragrance she always wore tickled my nose. "Mother," I said, not lifting my head from my sketch. She entered my room and put a hand on my robe-clad shoulder. "How was your day?" Herb said it was a rough one. I struggled in response and tried to remind myself that Herb was just looking out for me, while Mother picked up a college brochure, homing in on the one she found least desirable. I could almost hear the frown in her words as she perused the paper. "I see you've been giving some thought to your choices." "Yes, I haven't decided on anything yet."
Yeah, I would rather just put socks
Though.
above my hand.
Yes, I haven't decided on anything yet, though. Squeezing my shoulder in a way I found more controlling than comforting, she said, "I'm sure you'll select the right option." She undid the clasp on her necklace and began taking off her bracelets as she queried, "How did your meeting about the senior class project go?" It ended abruptly. "So I heard." Twisting in my chair to look at her, I asked, "Who called?" "Cassie's mom. Cassie was worried about you. She said you left a meeting to help some boy in the street." To the layperson, my mother probably sounded genuinely concerned, but I felt the bitter sting of her disapproval and immediately attempted to placate her. "It wasn't as dramatic as she made it sound." Oh? Was the only response, a single syllable that covered a myriad of meanings carefully dropped into the conversation. It was an old television producer's trick to make guests uncomfortable enough to fill the silence and potentially hang themselves in the effort. Though I was aware of my mother's interview technique, I rose to the bait. She's right that there was a boy in the street, but what she didn't know was that there had been an accident. He was badly hurt. He was badly hurt. And you were attempting to help? She said with a raised eyebrow, more an accusation than a question. I didn't feel there was a choice, I remarked, giving a direct, if not fully truthful answer. Weren't there any police around? Didn't someone call an ambulance? I don't know. He was gone before any authorities arrived. I thought he was badly hurt. He was, but... He stumbled away. My voice drifted off lamely. Her keen eyes spotted my notebook, and she pulled it closer, trailing her finger down the page. Is this your mystery boy? I nodded while laying my arm over the notes about him at the bottom, hoping it would be interpreted as a casual, non-concealing gesture. Gender? Gesture. Perhaps I should place a few calls. Try to track him down so he can get some medical help. She was heading into the realm of making Amon her business, and I couldn't allow it. It wasn't that she would do something to hurt him, but my mother had very strong feelings about people needing to be shuffled into what she considered their proper place. In her care, Amon would likely end up in an institution. I wasn't sure he didn't belong in one, but the idea of him being put away felt very wrong. Needing to throw her off the trail by agreeing, I swallowed thickly and squeaked, I'm sure he could use it. I experienced a brief moment of panic as she hesitated over my sketchbook. If she decided to confiscate it, I didn't know what I'd do. Instead, she closed it and pushed it to the corner of my desk. You know how tolerant I am of your little hobbies, she began. I just hope you weren't rushing into a dangerous situation for the sake of documenting someone. No? Her sentence was part command, part warning, part query. Smiling back, I just shook my head, as if the notion were clearly unwarranted. After a painful moment of my mother's scrutiny, during which I was sure she could somehow read my mind and discover each and every little secret thought, she dropped the subject and gave me her social media smile. A small part of me was panicked that she would search for footage of the incident with Amon. As long as I didn't jostle the frame too much, I could safely cross between the world my parents lived in and the world I'd fashioned for myself. The incident with Amon was the most dangerous and admittedly exciting thing that had ever happened to me. And as much as I wanted him to find his home, and he probably could do so with their help, I also wanted to keep the events of the day all to myself. Well, we have a little humanitarian in the family, don't we? Quickly, I turned my grimace into a small smile and hoped my mother didn't know the difference. Just be sure to reschedule your meeting, she continued. You know how important it is to your father. Yes, I know. I'll give the girls a call tonight. Her eyes narrowed shrewdly. She caught my sarcastic slip. What is that word? Magnanimously chose to ignore it. That's my girl. She smiled, patting my cheek as if I were a prize pony, before turning and disappearing for the evening. Letting out a deep sigh of relief that the interrogation was over, I stood and groaned, massaging my lower back. I felt like an old lady. Even worse, like an old lady who had been run over by a car. Little prickles of pain erupted all over my back, sending goosebumps of aches up and down my body, which made me feel like a porcupine being kicked around by a tiger. Bristly, dizzy, and slightly gnawed on. Deciding to skip dinner and retire early so as to stave off whatever bug had invaded my system, I climbed into my four-posture bed and settled in, hoping for a long, rejuvenating sleep. Instead, I dreamed of strange things. Large, colorful beetles crawled up my arms and kept coming no matter how many times I brushed them off. I sank into a musky river full of snapping crocodiles. And then, when I thought I could stand the nightmares no more, I was wrenched into a dark place where an unseen evil tried to pry away something that was precious and perfect. I woke abruptly at dawn as air shifted over my head, and I sensed movement by the French doors. The sheer curtains billowed in the breeze, and I could hear the comforting sounds of beeping trucks many stories below. I must have opened the door to the terrace last night, I thought. Rubbing my arms, I stepped into a pair of soft slippers and padded toward the door. Dew coated the wrought iron patio furniture. Stepping onto the veranda, I caught the scent of the planted flowers in their hanging boxes and inhaled deeply as I looked out over the park. I rubbed the head of a large stone falcon that the hotel had placed there long before we moved in. I believed, though I'd never admit it, that the gesture brought me luck. There was one bird guarding each side of the hotel: north, south, east, and west. My personal falcon seemed to be watching over Central Park, protecting it like a gargoyle. And sometimes I like to imagine that he was watching over me too. Pink rays of sun hit my skin, and though my body still ached and my head throbbed painfully, I swore that just standing in the sun siphoned off some of the pain. I heard the flutter of wings behind me and would have immediately shooed away the pigeons if standing in the sun hadn't felt so perfect. Gripping the balustrade, I closed my eyes, basking in the feeling and momentarily forgetting my surroundings until I heard an all too familiar voice. The sun makes us feel strong, young Lily. As I am bound to it, you are bound to me. End of chapter 4. Everybody sip some water. Take a potty break if you need. Okay. Goodness me, so many things. Okay. Alright. Just a minute. Oh. You're a minor, that's why. Ouch. Y'all are funny. Let me see if I can crack my neck real quick. Give me 1 second. Okay, that feels a lot better. Alright. Ready for chapter 5? Here we go. Chapter 5. A feast in the New Kingdom. Whirling around, I whispered in an incredulous voice, "Amon? What are you doing up here?" Wait. No. More important, how did you get up here? I kept my voice low as I glanced nervously at the open door to my room. It was unlikely my parents or Marcella would be checking on me so early, but then again, they enjoyed changing up the routine every once in a while to keep me off guard. "I need you, Lily," he said simply. "What you really need is to go home," I replied. "Look, why don't I just call the police and see if they can locate someone who knows you?" I turned toward the veranda door. "No." His quiet command stopped me, and I felt a familiar warm glow filter through my mind, just like when I hadn't been able to leave him in the street. When I made the mental decision not to call the police, I regained control of my limbs. My eyes lifted to his questioningly, and I felt his emotions rise within me. "You don't have a home anymore, do you?" "My home has long since turned to dust." Tilting my head, I asked, "Are you controlling me with hypnosis?" "What does that mean?" "You know, like taking over my mind? Making me your Renfield?" He concentrated on my eyes and then raised his eyebrows as if he'd discovered the answer to the question. Ah, I understand, he said. Pacing behind the couch, he clasped his hands behind his back. The answer I would give you is not exactly. It is not my intention to make you a slave to my will, young Lily. The dawn light spilled over Amon's body, giving his skin a warm glow, though it was definitely strange and all kinds of wrong to find him not only in the building I lived in, but also on the same floor and just outside my room. I was surprised that I felt happy to see him, crazy stalker or not. If I'd been logical, I would have been figuring out a way to alert the police, or at the very least, building security. But my desire to do so was so weak, and I couldn't bring myself to feel anything but relief. Amon, too, seemed reassured upon seeing me unharmed. Of course, I also had to acknowledge that his answer to my Renfield question was not exactly, which meant that I was somehow bound to him like Renfield had been to Dracula. It was entirely possible that he was placing these placating thoughts in my head. Did I really trust him, or was he just coercing me to feel that way? At the same time, if I couldn't rely on my own emotional response, what could I trust?
Just so chat knows,
I took a few
we're
steps
fucking
forward,
around in this. This isn't
and then
all just a
stopped,
joke.
my mind at war with my feelings.
Like the game wise.
Sunshine pooled around Amon, and I swore I could almost see the heat radiating from his body. The cold that had seeped into me since my bath hadn't gone away, despite the thick down comforter I buried myself under when I went to bed. But Amon looked all kinds of warm, like a hot summer day at the beach mixed with sun-kissed tropical breezes, all wrapped up in a heated blanket. He appeared to sense my thoughts and smiled, his teeth dazzling and bright against his golden skin as he stretched out a hand. For a moment, I wondered if that warmth of his would encompass me too, if I held on to him. But I immediately gritted my teeth, determined not to allow him to manipulate me, and stood my ground. Folding my arms across my chest, I suppressed a shiver and hissed, "Answer my question. How did you get up here?" Amon lowered his hand and frowned. "The man who guards the golden box showed me how to find you." "Stan?" I shook my head. "No, that's not possible." He gave me a long look and sighed. "Many more things are possible than you can imagine, Lily." Apparently. And now common sense told me I needed to get away. I backed up a few steps and sidled a little closer to the open glass door. "What do you want from me, anyway? Why are you following me?" "We are connected, Lily." "Connected," I repeated flatly. "Yes, I have done a spell that has tied my ka to yours." "Your ka? What the heck is that?" "Ka is like..." He slapped his palm against his head and walked away, his white skirt swishing around his muscular thighs. "Girl, why are you looking at his thighs?" What the hell? With his back turned to me, I got a... Here we go. With his back turned to me, I got a view of his broad shoulders and his strong arms, which were only slightly less distracting than his wide chest and very nice abs. I shook my head to clear it. Was he really the most attractive guy I'd ever seen? Or was he just manipulating me into believing he was? He spun around quickly, and though he didn't seem to notice my gaze redirecting from his body to his face, my cheeks burned. This time I didn't get the sense that he was aware that I found him attractive. I frowned as I acknowledged that those feelings had come from my own head and not his. "It's like a life force," he continued. "My life force is tied to yours." "I still don't understand. Are you trying to say we're soulmates?" "Mates?" This time color stained to his cheeks. "No, we are not coupled in that way." I couldn't help it. I snickered. Biting my lip, I wondered if I should be glad or insulted that he didn't like me like that. Amon suddenly seemed nervous and dropped his eyes. You're... He gestured to my midsection. Inner workings, your viscera, the stomach, lungs, liver, intestines, even your heart, are linked to mine. This connection has caused you pain. I am sorry for this, but I was desperate. You see, I cannot survive long in this world without my jars of death, and since I held up my hand. Wait a minute, I said, punctuating each word. Are you saying that you're borrowing my inner workings because you couldn't find your canopic jars? Yes. And you're serious? Yes. There wasn't even a hint on his face to say he was anything but sincere. All right. I decided to go along with the craziness for just a moment and try to figure out what exactly was getting lost in translation. At least I was now getting some answers. So you're saying that I've been feeling sick because of this spell you cast? Your thoughts are correct. And so you're what exactly? An organ vampire? A mind-melding vampire was something I understood, if not believed in. I do not understand vampire. You know, a bloodsucker, a garlic hater, turns into a bat, a sparkly demon that avoids sunlight, that sort of thing. I do not avoid sunlight. The sun strengthens me. Also, I do not drink blood. So that makes you a... I did the mom trick and waited for him to fill in the blank, but he just stood there, looking at me. Okay, I said, embracing my inner sarcasm. Then choose the answer that best applies to you. I am A, crazy, B, a tanning slash workout junkie, C, an axe murderer looking for a place to put his organs, or D, a figment of Lily's very inventive imagination. He frowned. I am lucid of mind, Lily. I do not understand tanning, and the only lives I have taken were those of evil men. I was about to ask a question about the killing of evil men when Amon strode boldly toward me. Again, I found I couldn't move, though his increasing proximity was setting off alarms in my brain.
Purple and tan. Okay.
He gently pressed his palm to my cheek and gazed at me with eyes greener than the grass in Ireland. Instantly, I became aware of his unique scent. Liquid amber with a kiss of cashmere and a hint of myrrh warmed in the sun. Who smells like that? Who even is able to smell the different... These YA books, I don't understand. Men don't smell like that. Men do not smell like that. I should know. I have brothers. Blech. Anyways. I liked it. A lot. I didn't want to. My cheeks burned where his palm rested, and I found I couldn't turn away from him. With the utmost earnestness, he asked, "Does my touch prove to you that I am a real man, and not someone found only in your dreams?" My throat had suddenly gone dry. I made an effort to swallow in reply, but instead I focused on his full lips and merely nodded, especially when I realized that I didn't really know how to answer his question. His hand slipped down from my face to cup my chin, and he studied my expression for a moment before saying, "You do not need to fear me, Lily. You are hurting because of my actions. Please, let me help." After he said that, I was able to focus once again on the throbbing at the base of my neck, the ache in my limbs, and the nauseating quiver in my stomach. I nodded, confused but trusting at that moment, despite the other half of my mind protesting to the contrary. Amon took a step closer. Miles of bare chest, mere inches. Miles of bare chest, mere inches from me, and even without coming into full body contact, I felt prickles of warmth sink into my frame, like I'd been shot with little solar arrows. Closing his eyes, Amon placed his hands on my neck and cupped it gently. The thoughts briefly occurred to me that I might soon be strangled, but he held me as carefully as a butterfly. He began murmuring and his hands burned in a vapor rub kind of way. My skin tingled as heat ran through my body, shutting off the pain and leaving a blessed numbness in its wake. When Amon lifted his head and staggered back a few steps, I could see the cost of whatever it was he had done. His golden skin now had a gray, pasty tinge, and his bright eyes looked tired, more brown than green. Sinking on to the nearest piece of patio furniture, Amon buried his face in his hands, his chest rising and falling quickly, his breathing as shallow as if he had just run a race. "What did you do?" I asked, trying to make sense of what had happened. "I gave back some of the energy I stole. Unfortunately, it is only a temporary reprieve, young Lily." "Temporary?" "Yes, the pain will return, but I will share the burden of it for as long as I am able. You must believe that it was never my desire for you to share my fate." "Look, I am not really following you, fate-wise. I'm just going to assume that you did some kind of hypnotherapy on me and it worked. So, thank you. I feel much better." After a brief moment of hesitation, I sank onto the cushion next to him. His emotions tasted bitter. Assuming he was telling the truth and we were connected, then what I was feeling now could, in theory, be coming from him. Pain, weakness, and something else. Something beneath the surface. It finally came to me. Loneliness. As quickly as I made sense of it, the emotion was smothered. "Do not delve too deep, young Lily." Amon leaned his head back against the cushion and added softly, "You may not like what you find." He closed his eyes, long lashes casting shadows across his cheekbones. Tentatively, I pressed the back of my hand against his forehead. His skin, which had been full of heat a mere moment ago, had turned as cold as ice. "You're freezing," I declared. I rushed into my room, scooped up my down comforter, stopping to close and lock my bedroom door just in case a parental figure decided to check in on me, and headed back to the veranda. After tucking the comforter around Amon, I asked, "Were you serious when you said the sun makes you stronger?" "Yes, Lily," he whispered. "All right then, let's get you back into the sun." I didn't understand what was happening between us, but his weakness had created an even stronger, tangible pull. It was gentle, but persistent. It came at me in little waves, slowly sapping my strength. Your thoughts are correct," Amon said as I shuffled him to a bench bathed in sunlight. "But I will attempt to use as little of your energy as possible." "Can you read my thoughts?" "I understand you in the way you understand me," he explained, cryptically. After he was settled in, he mumbled, "Thank you, Lily." The sun really did revive him. The difference was noticeable and undeniable. His draw on me lessened until I could barely feel it. After a few moments of observing him, I said, "Okay, here's what I'm thinking. You probably have a condition. Like one of those rare sun allergies, except you're the opposite. You got a problem with shade. But if that was really the case, then how had Amon given his strange sun condition to me?"
Also, if anyone in chat is not
"Amon, you
who's also
mentioned
coaching
sharing my
please
energy."
do. They're
"Yes,
I don't even have
that
words
is
to
right,"
explain how
he replied.
fucking incredible
"So,
they are. And we're gonna keep
yesterday,
kind of
when
contact
you were
with us
injured,
all throughout
You
this year.
borrowed my energy to heal
We're-
yourself.
we're
Is
getting-
that
we're-
correct?
We're getting this shit done.
Partly.
But yeah, me not to me
You
came into
are
the
my
cloud
tie
this
to this world,
let's
like an
not
anchor
forget
on a
affiliate.
boat. I can draw all of my power only when I am fully formed. Until I am in my proper frame, I must remain linked to you. This was getting weirder by the second. Okay, let me see if I understand. Your body works like a solar panel, with the sun functioning as your own personal miracle cure. You're in desperate need of an organ transplant, and for the time being, you need me to be your Energizer Bunny. I didn't realize I'd been gesturing until Amon took my hands in his. Lily, your words are confusing to me. Though I do get power from the sun, it is not enough to do the things I must do in the time allotted. Without the jars that hold the remainder of my essence, I will soon die. You're dying? He nodded. It is not the right time. I need to remain in this world until I have accomplished my purpose. Oh. My half-realized attempts at minimalizing his symptoms vanished, tramped down by the seriousness of his condition. Common sense and practical Liliana took over. I squeezed his hand. Of course you do. You are far too young to die. Everything suddenly fit into place.
For anyone that's coming
He
in,
was
first
still
of all,
lost,
welcome
but
in,
now I knew
anyone.
that he was also
We're just playing Among Us
terminally
until
ill.
we trust them with reading, which they're doing amazing at, and then
These,
we're gonna
the
proceed
organ
about it.
business
And I
was
am
likely
doing this
because he was an
personal.
organ failure, and he must have been put on some heavy medication, which made him a little loopy. Testing alternative healing methods would explain his obsession with healing and energy transfer. Someone probably hadn't kept an eye on him, and he'd wandered off wearing nothing but a white sheet, which had likely come from his hospital bed. That also explained the bare feet and the hair loss for a guy so young. I wondered if he had gone to the museum as a dying wish. Lily? His simple utterance of my name made my spinning wheels in my mind come to a complete stop. Yes, Amon? I replied softly with an apologetic sort of smile.
Oh my god.
I sense your thoughts. Though it is true that my body is weakened, there is no sickness in my mind. I do not have much time in your world, and the ceremony must be completed while I have strength. If I can raise my brothers, they will help me finish what I must do. But to do that, I need your help finding them. You want me to help you find your brothers? Yes. Relief flooded through me. Of course. I'll do whatever I can. Were they at the museum with you? He shook his head. They are lost, like me. So he wanted to reconnect with his brothers. Well, if he needed help with his bucket list, then that was something I could do. Leaving him in the sun, I headed back into my room and returned with a pad of paper and my trusty mechanical pencil. Okay, let's start with names. He nodded. One is named Asten. I penciled in Asten. He is the son of Kalfani.
I definitely got myself caught
Right,
there.
last name Kalfani.
Oh my
No,
god,
his
okay.
father's
Right.
name is Kalfani.
Shit.
Okay, good. That's very good, Amon. I smiled brightly. What's his last name?
I don't want to get caught.
I asked slowly. Amon's eyes narrowed, but he answered my question. He is known only as Asten, but sometimes he is also called the Celestial Magician, or the Cosmic Dreamer. Okay. I jotted down possible magician/Czech Vegas, and then asked about his other brother. His name is Osmos, and he was once the Prince of Wasset. Wasset, is that a country? It was once a great city. I see. Go on. As I said, I wrote possible politician. He is the great healer, and the master of both beast and storm.
Nice. I'm glad I only had to kill one
Gotcha.
person.
I adjusted my notes. Crossing off possible politician, I wrote veterinarian or perhaps weatherman. When was the last time you saw either of them?
Let's go.
It's been a millennium. Uh-huh. For a moment, the only noise was the scratching of my pencil. Closing my book with a pop, I said, I think I have a good place to start. I put my hand on Amon's bare shoulder and squeezed gently. I promise I'll do my best to find your brothers and get you where you need to be. Thank you, young Lily. You're welcome. Now how about some sustenance? Pausing. Can you eat solid food? I should have never fed a cancer patient a hot dog. What was I thinking?
So weird.
Do you have a hot dog? He asked, as if reading my mind. Hot dogs aren't very nutritious, and it's unlikely there'd be any here, but I'll order something for you. Something soft that will be easy on the stomach. My teeth are sound. I do not require mush. My arrival is often celebrated with feasting and song, but you can sing for me at another time. I confess that at the moment I am hungrier than an outcast jackal. It would not put off a feast for any entertainment, no matter how riveting. Right, so I'll hold off the riveting singing. At feast, though, I can arrange. You just stay right here in the sun until I get back. He nodded, the fatigue on his face obvious. Carefully closing the sliding door behind me and drawing the curtains, I grabbed my robe and headed toward the kitchen, stopping to check my reflection in the mirror. My dark hair hung down my back in thick, messy waves. The blue eyes looking back at me were bright, and my cheeks sun-kissed. I was definitely not looking like the poised, elegant, controlled girl I usually was. I appeared excited, wild, and a little frenzied. Making a deliberate effort to calm myself and smooth my hair, I proceeded slowly to the kitchen. It was empty. My parents must have left early. Then it hit me that it was Marcella's day off, too. Perfect. I called room service and placed my order, then headed back to the veranda. Have you soaked up enough sun? I asked. I have taken in all I can at the moment. Great. Let's get you inside then. He followed me into my room and watched with interest as I hastily grabbed a lacy black bra from the back of a chair and tossed it and my comforter in a wrinkled heap on the bed. So your breakfast is coming. That will take a half hour or so. I'm going to raid my father's closet for some clothes for you. In the meantime, do you want to take a shower? A shower? Unless you prefer a bath? Ah, yes, I would enjoy a good scrubbing. Great, so I'll get the clothes, and the bathroom is just through there. Amon gave me a quizzical look before heading into the bathroom. I left him to his own devices while I scrounged up something for him to wear. My parents' bedroom and bathroom were even bigger than mine, and their closet was ginormous. I knew that father had some old t-shirts and jeans and drawers in the back. I dug up a pair of sneakers, socks, a workout tee, sweatpants, and a lightweight jacket, and was headed back into my parents' room when the thought occurred to me that Amon might need underwear. Going through my father's underwear drawer was not something I ever thought I'd have to do. But I was even more out of sorts when I considered which pair would best fit Amon. Finally, I settled on some generic boxers and headed to the bathroom. When I returned, it sounded like Niagara Falls was thundering over a cliff in my room. All the fixtures were streaming water at full force. Amon stood by the sink, staring at his reflection with fascination. This bathroom, he tested out the word, is unique. I turned off the water in the sink. I suppose it is. Here are your clothes. Did you decide on a bath or a shower? Which is the shower? He asked. When I pointed to the spa-style shower, which was currently pounding water from every one of its multiple body sprays and jets,
Oh my god.
Amon glanced in the direction, but turned to the tub instead, reaching for his manskirt. He
Oh my god, let's go. Oh my god, finally.
Okay. Began playing with the tie on the side. I held up my hands, spinning around, involuntarily squeaked when I could still see him in the mirror attempting to disrobe. Quickly shutting my eyes, I said, Whoa there! Could you at least wait until I leave? Why would you leave? A little thing called modesty? Modesty? Yeah, you know, not showing what the Egyptian gods gave you, that sort of thing. I do not understand. Then who will wash me? A burst of laughter came out before I could stifle it. Yourself? With his eyes still shut, I felt my way over to the with eyes still shut, I felt my way over to the sink and then from there to the door. Moan. I realize you probably had nurses in the hospital giving you sponge baths and all, but I am just not prepared to take that step with you. Okay.
All I gotta do is kill one more person.
Sorry.
Oh
Okay.
my god. I can't believe we got imposters. Let's go, dude.
Hitting the floor and then the swoosh of water as he sank into the tub. Very well, Lily. You may keep your mod SD. Thanks. I backed far enough away that the only thing I would be able to see was his head, and then opened my eyes. Here. I tossed him a washcloth and a bar of soap. If you want the jets on, push that button on the side, over on the left, by your hand. The look of amazement on his face when the jets came on was priceless. Towels are on the heated rack on the left side of the tub. Food will be here in 20 minutes. I shut the door behind me and then added, shouting, and make sure you come out dressed. I quickly straightened up my room, and not long after the phone rang indicating that the food was ready. I met the server by the elevator, signed the form, and took the cart from him. I'll call when you can come pick it up, okay? Very good, miss. Wheeling the cart into the kitchen, I set 2 places and got out milk, a variety of juice boxes, and 2 mugs for the hot chocolate I'd ordered. After setting the platters of food on the table, I shouted, Amon! Breakfast is here. Are you dressed? I jumped when I heard his voice right behind me. I am having a problem. You scared me. I turned around and found him holding the shoes in one hand and his sweatpants up around his waist with the other. Are they that loose? I asked. To prove it, he let go of the pants. He let go, and the pants slid dangerously low on his hips. There were no white boxers in sight. Amon, where are the rest of the clothes I gave you? This was the one I chose. It covers the most. Ah, I see. Then you made a good choice, but I meant for you to wear all of the clothes. All of them? His eyes roved over my body, still clad in pajamas. But you do not wear that many. No, not when I'm sleeping, but when I dress for the day, I will wear clothes like the ones I gave you. Very well. May I eat first, Lily? Sure, have a seat. While he sat down, I uncovered the dishes. Fragrant steam rose as I removed each domed lid. There, now you eat while I go get dressed. I'll bring back your other clothes too, okay? Amon stared at the food with wide eyes. He could only nod in response. As I turned to leave, I smiled. My parents would raise their eyebrows when they saw how much food I had ordered for just one meal, but it was worth it to see the look on Amon's face. He'd requested a feast, and a feast I gave him, one worthy of anyone's bucket list. He was now surrounded by eggs done 8 different ways, hash browns and skillet potatoes, country ham, apple sausage, maple bacon, biscuits slathered with honey and melted butter, caramel-topped pancakes with whipped cream, creme brulee French toast, malted Belgian waffles, a fruit platter, and a basket full of croissants. Danishes and streusel-topped blueberry muffins. If he couldn't find something he liked among those dishes, then he was past helping. I dressed in what I called designer casual, and smiled as I assessed myself in the mirror. Though my eyes were still bright, I looked much more like the poised, calm, and in-control version of myself. Heading back to the kitchen, I dumped Amon's clothes on the chair next to him. I put my hands on my hips and laughed as I took in the scene before me. Which one do you like best? All of it, Amon mumbled with his mouth full. Here, Lily, sit. He pulled out a chair and took my arm, tugging until I sat down. Eat. Excuse me. I scooped some fruit onto my plate, and nibbled on it while he filled his plate again. Halfway done, he paused and looked at me. Why are you not eating? Too many carbs. Why are you not eating? Too many carbs. What is a carb? Too fattening. You are not fat. Amon looked me up and down in a way that made me feel slightly uncomfortable. You are too thin. Eat. He picked up a serving spoon and began filling my plate until the plate could hold no more. Okay! I threw up my hands. That's enough. Grunting, he turned back to us, but he kept a vigilant eye on me and pointed to my plate every time I set my fork down. When he poked my arm for the third time, I said, I can't eat anymore. Usually I just have tea for breakfast. Tea is not food. It's all I need. No. A woman needs more than tea, Amon stated, looking into my eyes. I suddenly felt very exposed, as if we were talking about more than just breakfast. I got I got the distinct impression that he was studying me from the inside out, and could see all of my insecurities. Hunger and sustenance seemed to take on a different meaning in that moment. Yes, I suppose she does, I answered, turning my eyes away. Finally finishing his food, he pushed back from the table and declared he was ready to begin the search for his brothers. He struggled with the t-shirt, so I helped him twist it around. As I did, my hands brushed against his rather nice chest. I blushed and turned to pick up the jacket. After I thrust it into his arms, I noticed the sweatpants were once again threatening to slide off his hips. I cleared my throat. He'd been examining the jacket's hood with a curious expression, but looked up. It's, your pants. There's a string, see, at the waistband. Just pull it tight and tie it. Casting aside the jacket, Amon found the drawstring, pulled it on one side, then the other. I left him to finish dressing and returned to my room to grab my bag and fill it with the things we might need. I put in my laptop, my cell, and my charger, my notebook, and my wallet. Then I returned to the kitchen and added some bottled water. Amon tossed in a few apples and oranges, and I threw in a bag of crackers. After looping the strap across my body, I knelt at his feet, helping him tie his sneakers, and thought about where we should go. Logically, the first step would be to take him to the hospital near the museum and see if anyone recognized him. But I bit my lip as I considered that he might not get a chance to find his brothers if we did. Odds were they'd lock him up after this escape. Taking him back just seemed wrong. Are you ready, young Lily? Amon offered me his hand to help me stand. Thanks. Yes, I'm ready if you are. Very well. He kept hold of my hand and closed the distance between us. Wrapping his arm around my waist, he said, Hold on to me, very tightly. Amon, what are you... My question turned into a scream as wind swept around our bodies, gritty sand stinging my skin like thousands of needles. I watched in horror as my body unraveled piece by piece to join the tumult, and my cry was cut off because I no longer had a throat, let alone a voice. Panicked, I reached out to grab onto something and became aware of another presence nearby. Amon responded to my fear. He soothed me, holding me together, though I knew it wasn't his arms that I felt. The storm swirled around us as we descended into a place that grew darker with each passing second. Then I drowned in the quicksand. End of chapter 5. Everybody take a sip of water.
Let's go V again.
Okay, let's see. How much longer? Chapter 6. We want to go to... Okay. Okay, that's not bad. Alright, we'll do 2 more chapters, because chapter 7 is not that, not that long. So, Alright. Stretch break. I'm gonna mute for just a second, stand up and stretch, and then I will be back to read the next chapter in like 30 seconds.
I'm just excited to be on our imposters again.
Okay. Whew.
Welcome back to it. Now muted VOD.
Gosh, my neck. Okay. Just been sitting at my computer like all day. Okay, stretching. Ah. Okie doke. Chapter 6. Unwrapping the truth. Because he was a mummy because unwrapped it. Okay. Light penetrated the darkness, and where I once felt nothing, I could now sense the presence of Amon's arm around me, his hand clutching mine. The swirling sand became sluggish and started sticking together, and in the process, the grains reformed my arms, legs, and torso. Risking the possibility that I might be horrified at the sight of my own flesh, I opened my eyes and was greatly relieved to find my skin still attached to my body. Not only were there no gaping wounds or scratches, but my skin gleamed with health. I realized then that the sand blast might have exfoliated my entire body. A thought that left me feeling slightly queasy. We were standing in a park, Central Park, in fact, on a path I'd walked several times over the years. There was no one around to see us materialize, and I wasn't sure if that was good or bad, but one thing was for sure. Amon was definitely not the person I had believed him to be. In the distance, I could make out Hotel Helios. Amon's chest heaved against my hand, which was splayed across it, his head angled toward the sun, his eyes still closed. Amon? He opened his eyes and looked down at me, and then our surroundings with an expression of confusion that quickly turned into something else. Mishisha if Yabu Hab, I think, he shouted. That's weird. And threw up his hands in a gesture of intense frustration. He slowly turned in a circle, mumbling to himself in another language. When he recognized the hotel, a few more words that sounded suspiciously like expletives escaped his lips. Emotion was building up inside me that I couldn't restrain. My very structured life was spinning out of control. I was smart. I was cultured and tactful. I got along easily with adults. I was the epitome of cool, calm, and collected. And I was always in control. I was Liliana Jaylene Young. And I was in danger of losing my wits over a boy. A crazy, fascinating, inexplicable, impossible to understand boy. Moan eventually circled back to me and said, "My powers are weakened, and my brothers are too distant. We are going to need help." Help? I spat and then shouted incredulously. Help? Really? You think? Because, personally, I'm feeling a little bit beyond help. I had never shouted at the top of my lungs before in my life. Since meeting Amon, shouting seemed to be becoming a new habit of mine. But the upside was that yelling at Amon actually felt good. Amon zeroed in on me like I was the mental patient. Young Lily, calm yourself. I don't think so, I shouted. Lily, we need to nothing. I don't know who you are or what kind of crazy drugs you've been feeding me, but you're done. We're done. Do you get that? I am finished helping you. Turning towards home, I stalked away. An action that felt immensely satisfying. Each step, every small unit of distance I put between us, helped me gather myself and get back to feeling normal. I shifted my bag so it wouldn't bounce so much, as I hoped Amon wasn't following me. The few passerby who came into view gave me a wide berth as I stomped along, mumbling about lost, dying homeless boys who were far too attractive for their own good. I couldn't describe what had just happened without using Star Trek references. I tried to rationalize everything that had happened, placing each strange event into a nice, neat little box. But this, whatever it was that Amon had just done, had set off a bomb in my tiny mental office. This one wasn't going to fit. In fact, it was way, way outside the box. The best thing was to get some distance and then try to figure out what was going on with me, because clearly I wasn't right in the head. I wondered if Amon would come after me. If he did, I'd simply scream. There were usually people over the park, and someone was bound to hear. Lily, speak of the sun devil. Amon was coming after me. Young Lily, come to me now, he called out as if I were a disobedient puppy. Leave me alone, or I'll scream, I yelled back, picking up the pace to a half-jog, half-power walk. I could hear him following me, and I took in a breath to shriek for help when with an imperious voice he cried out, Lily, you will stop. My legs froze with a jolt so sudden that my bag flopped to the front and pulled me off balance. I fell in a heap on the grass, unsure what had just happened. In the few seconds it took me to gather the items that had fallen out of my bag, Amon was upon me and offered a hand. When I stubbornly confused, he used his controlling voice again. Lily, take my hand. This time I made a concerted effort to refuse his command and was rewarded with pain. Stabbing, knife twisting in my gut pain. It made me gasp, and I absolutely knew Amon had caused it somehow, and actually hurt to disobey him. When my determination weakened and the pain overwhelmed me, I whimpered and gave in. My traitorous hand shot into his and he pulled me up. Resentment was an insufficient word to describe what I felt toward him at that moment. You will sit down and talk with me, he ordered. Gritting my teeth, I took a defiant step away and staggered, hunched over in wrenching agony. The rage I felt grew with each passing second. My whole body shook with it. And in that moment there was not a person or thing on earth that I hated more than him. I was seething, and I'd never felt that way about anyone before. Not in my entire life. Let me go, I hissed as he guided me to a nearby bench. No, you will not run away, and you will not scream. Angry tears filled my eyes, and I let them run silently down my face, desperate not to give him the satisfaction of seeing the effect his actions had on me, and yet unable to do anything to prevent it. What are you going to do to me? Is this a kidnapping? An assault? He looked at my face and then noticed the tears. Tentatively, he wiped one from my cheek with his thumb, his expression full of regret. Sit, he said, but then changed his tone of voice. Please. Amon took my bag from my shoulder and set it on the bench next to me, then paced in front of me for a few moments. I am sorry to use my power to control your actions. I know how deeply you abhor it, but you don't know anything about me. I spat. He sighed. I know more about you with each passing minute, young Lily. Even without our connection, I can see how you despise the idea of submitting your will to another. But you must understand, I cannot let you leave. You do not need to fear me. I have no desire to hurt you. I don't understand what you're doing to control me, but I will fight you. In fact, I will hate you for this forever. I'd never actually said those words to anyone before, and I wasn't really sure I could follow through with the threat. I'd never had cause to feel hate. Sure, there were people I didn't like, but I just categorized them in little boxes labeled needy or low self-esteem or bully. It never affected me emotionally. I was always able to distance myself and keep my emotions in check. But with Amon, it was different. The idea that the boy I took under my wing would manipulate me hurt me more than I thought possible. Amon... Amon's look became stony. Hate me then. Struggle. Rail against me. Rebel at every turn, but it will do you no good. You will cause yourself only more pain. I told you, Lily, you are bound to me, and you will remain by my side for as long as I wish it. The indignation and rage I felt melted into something else. My body shook, and I felt like a dog that had been kicked by its master. That's a fine thing to do when all I've done is help you, I said. She shrugged, as if he didn't care how I felt, but I could see that he did, and that confused me even more. It is necessary, he finally acknowledged. But why? Why can't I leave? What do you want from me? I sniffled loudly and with a groan of vexation rummaged through my bag until I found a pack of tissues. I told you, I need to find my brothers. You must be heartless to take advantage of the kindness of a stranger like this. Teardrops clung to my lashes, making a moan blurry. Why was I crying? I never cried. Crying was ugly. It was a sign of ingratitude. My emotions were too close to the surface. Attempting to tamp them down, I blew my nose and wiped my eyes. Do you even have cancer? Amon knelt in front of me, taking a new tissue to dab at my sticky cheeks and sighed. I have found over the centuries that my heart is of little use to me. He trailed the tip of his finger over the curve of my cheek, and warmth began to seep into my skin. For a brief moment, I allowed myself to enjoy his gentle touch, but then I froze and realized he had too. His hand dropped to his side, and I sensed that he was as surprised by his gesture as I had been. He was trouble. He was my enemy. Wasn't he? One thing was certain, though. He made me feel, and I wasn't comfortable with that. Amon was charming enough on his own, but I sensed there was more than just me being physically attracted to him. I had never been affected by a boy like this before, and the sensation was disturbing. Not in a creepy horror show type of way, but the kind of disturbing that left me feeling unanchored. He had uprooted me from a very comfortable life and was holding my fragile frame in the palm of his hand. Still, as I studied his handsome face, I recognized that part of me, a part that I didn't want to claim or acknowledge, longed for the warmth his touch brought. That even if I was uncomfortable with the emotions he evoked, I'd never felt more alive. More like a real girl, and less like the porcelain doll my parents had molded me into. Amon seemed to have the ability to both cause confusion and chase it away. Being with him was exhilarating and frightening, and at the same time that it gave me a sense of power, it left me utterly weak. Overall, I felt unhinged and jittery, with a side dish of guilt. I don't like this power you have over me, I said quietly. It makes me feel not quite like myself. Like I have no control over my body. I am sorry for this. Again, I do not wish to exercise this power, but I cannot continue on my path without you. I need you. You have no idea how desperately. He took my hands, rubbing his thumbs over my knuckles. Lily, please know that I do not wish to make you sad or cause you harm. Can you at least believe that? He asked. For a moment, I looked into his hazel eyes. Amon was a lot of things, and there were many parts of him I didn't understand at all. But I somehow knew he wasn't a liar. I could sense it. Yes, I answered begrudgingly. I believe you. Good, Amon nodded. Now what is cancer? It's a disease of the cells. How do you not know this? He sighed. You have so many questions. I closed my mouth and sat back, turning my head and shrugging. Why do you do this? Amon asked. Do what? Retreat inside yourself. I don't understand what you mean. He studied my face. I studied my face and said finally, I did not mean to insult you. Your questions are welcome. Perhaps I can answer yours and ask for some answers in return. Hesitantly, I nodded. First, there are many things I do not understand about your world, but I do know that my body is not diseased. I started laughing and soon began to cry, hiccuping between sobs. I had thoroughly lost it. Uncontrollable giddiness overwhelmed me. I felt like I hadn't slept in a week. When I grabbed a second and then a third tissue, he said, Lily, take my hand. Eyeing his open palm suspiciously, I sniffed loudly. Please, Lily, I can offer you peace. Sensing that it wasn't a command this time, and realizing it didn't hurt to disobey, I let his hand envelop mine. Draw upon my energy, he said. Try to find balance. I took a deep breath in an attempt to center myself and felt something shift between the two of us. It was as if the tugging sensation was reversed and a warm sunlight trickled slowly through me. It calmed and relaxed me in such a way that my confusion and anger became less important. I still remembered that I was mad, but it seemed distant, buried, like I had to reach deep within myself and work to pull it up to the surface. Who are you? I whispered. His lashes fluttered and green eyes rimmed with golden brown opened and looked straight into my soul. The way you look at me, it's like you know me, I said. Yes. I mean all of me. Not everything. But you can read me. Somehow. Amon nodded. This is our connection, Lily. You are not what I think you are you? I am more. And perhaps less. I sighed. This was downright confusing. All right. Then why don't we start over and try this the old-fashioned way? I stuck out my hand, and he took it. My name is Liliana, and yours is Amon. So, Amon, where are you from? Amon gave me a quizzical look, and then nodded. I am from Egypt. You were born there? Yes, many years ago. How did you get here? Amon sat at my feet in the grass. I am unsure exactly, but my sarcophagus was in the House of Muses, so I would suppose that I was brought there. For what purpose, though, I do not know. Your sarcophagus? Yes. I don't understand. Do you own the sarcophagus? Are you a curator of some kind? Where does your power come from? Amon laughed. I will do my best to answer your questions in the hope that by doing so you will begin to trust me. He held up his hands and then ticked off his answers on his fingers. I do not understand, curator. My power is a gift from the sun god Amun Ra and his son Horus. And that sarcophagus is one of many I have slept in over the centuries. I stared slack-jawed at him for a couple of seconds and then murmured, not quite believing I was saying the words, "Are you trying to tell me you're, a mummy?" A mummy. His lips formed the words as if tasting it. Slowly he answered, "Each millennium, when I pass through your world, my body is encased in the wrappings of Anubis. Is this what you mean?" I sat back against the bench, hard. Mummification means a dead body gets wrapped from head to toe and is placed in a sarcophagus that usually gets hidden in a pyramid or a temple, I explained. Then yes, I am a mummy. When I was able to speak, I remarked, "You don't look dead." "I am not dead," he declared, then added, "at the moment." I suddenly remembered entering the Egyptian exhibit and finding the sarcophagus empty. "Do you swear you're telling the truth?" "I swear on the heart of my beloved mother as to the veracity of my words." When Amon had asked me before if I believed him, I told him truthfully that I did. There was nothing insincere about him. I could tell that he believed what he was saying, but that didn't mean that what he was saying was 100% true. To find out, I channeled the hard-nosed police interviews I'd seen on television. Leaning forward and narrowing my eyes, I began peppering Amon with questions. "What were your parents' names?" "King Heru and Queen Amorose." "What was your favorite childhood toy?" "A wooden carving of a horse." "What is your favorite food?" "Honey and dates from my country, and the sweet round disc filled with fruit from yours." "Uh-huh. So he liked Danishes. Favorite music?" "The sistrum, the harp, and the lute." "If you're an Egyptian mummy, where are your wrappings?" "My body does not need the wrappings now. I have risen, as I do once every 1,000 years." Blinking after absorbing that statement, I continued, "But I didn't see any strewn about the exhibit. What happened to them?" "When it is time for me to rise, I waken and use my power to disintegrate the wrappings. Otherwise, it would be very difficult for me to move around." I grunted. "Right, I guess that would be difficult." I mumbled. Cocking my head, I continued. How is it that you understand English?" "A spell. When I just blinked," he explained, "I did not understand your language at first. Do you remember when you gestured to me in the House of Muses?" I nodded. "I invoked a spell from the Book of the Dead to be able to communicate my thoughts to you. This is how we understand one another." "Then you can understand anyone from any country?" "If I need to, yes." "Why did you choose me?" He didn't answer for a few seconds, but looked at me. Then he plucked a blade of grass and twirled it between his fingers. "You were there," he answered simply. Sitting back on the bench, I folded my hands in my lap and studied his face. With each answer he gave, my incredulity grew. It wasn't possible. "Can you show me something?" I gestured with one hand. Something magical?" "Transporting you to the park and controlling your actions is not proof enough of my power?" "Well, I've been operating under the assumption that you were hypnotizing me somehow, so I need to see something else to be convinced." "What would convince you?" No, I don't know. The 10 plagues of Egypt, raising an undead army, resurrecting your long lost love. Something like that. Amon frowned. Why would I do any of those things? Shrugging, I answered, that's what mummies do in the movies.
Okay.
What is a movie?
Oh, dead. Okay.
It's like a play, a drama. I see. I do not wish to bring a plague to your city. To raise an army of the undead, I would need to channel a great deal of power, which I do not have at this time. And I have never found a woman to love. Really? So there's no mummy girlfriend out there? He cocked his head. My brothers await me, but there is no one. No other friends that are female. Interesting. I mentally shelved that piece of information. Okay, so then do something else. Something different. After a moment of thought, he said, I need to conserve my power, so I will do something small. Okay. Shifting forward, I watched Amon with hawk eyes as he raised his hands and cupped them together. Max. Oh, he's saying hi to Mom. Nothing was happening. He closed his eyes in concentration and then slowly pulled his hands apart. Light filled the space between them, and I felt the sting of little particles brushing against my face as tiny grains of sand flew toward his fingers. I watched in fascination as the sand swirled and the outline of a sphinx began to take form. A jogger crested the hill, and I jumped off the bench, catching Amon's hands in mine. The light disappeared, and the sand fell around us in a gritty shower. I believe you, I whispered. I suddenly became very aware of how close our faces were to each other. The attraction between us tangible and warm. My breath caught, and I blushed as my gaze drifted from his eyes to his lips. He didn't back away or move at all, but I felt a shift, as if the air between us had suddenly become very warm. Any slight movement, and we could be kissing. I'm gonna be so dramatic with this book because it's hilarious. With a twinge of alarm, I realized that I wanted to experience his lips pressed against mine, and I wondered if it was something I truly desired for myself, or if he was making me want it. I couldn't understand how I could go from absolute hatred, well, as close as I got to it anyway, to trusting a guy who was an ancient mummy, complete with powers, to wanting to make out with said ancient mummy in just a matter of minutes. Boy, I was out of my mind. Backing away a few inches, I felt a breeze cool my stinging cheeks. Clearing my throat, I squeezed his hands and said, Amon, whatever powers you have, you can't show them to anyone but me and your brothers. Promise me? Why do you ask this? He queried softly, lightly stroking my fingers with his thumbs. The movement sent warm pulses shooting through my veins and tickled my nerve endings in a very good way. Nervously, I withdrew my hands and shifted a bit farther away. Amon didn't seem disappointed by my actions, just curious. I looked around and waited until the jogger disappeared into the trees before saying, it's just dangerous, okay? Like when you healed yourself and then stood in front of a crowd letting people see your power, you need to be more careful. Try to blend in. Otherwise, people will see you as crazy, like I did, or assume you're on drugs and lock you up. There are people who would try to hurt you, or at the very least, cart you off to Area 51. At his look of confusion, I said, I'll explain Area 51 later. I still have a billion questions to ask, but I believe you are who you say you are. As impossible as it seems. Amon nodded. Good. Now tell me why you need me to go with you. As I said, without your inner workings supplying me with strength, I will die before my purpose is accomplished.
Oh my god.
And what is your purpose? To waken my brothers and complete the ceremony to align the sun, the moon, and the stars, so that the Dark One Seth, the god of chaos, may be kept at bay for another 1,000 years. Uh-huh. Hold that thought. I grabbed my notebook from my bag and began scribbling. 1,000 years, sun, moon, stars, the dark one. You're going to have to tell me more about that guy Seth later. So, are your brothers mummies too? Yes. You do realize we are very far away from Thebes, right?
Alright, so I just gotta notice
How
something.
far away
I
exactly?
got this.
Let me check. I pulled out my smartphone and thumbed through several pages. Egypt is like over 5,600 miles away, I announced. What is a mile? He asked as he stared with interest at my phone. Oh boy, what units of measurement did you use in Egypt? A moan captured my hand, and my pulse jumped. What are you doing? I asked nervously. Amon smiled. Showing you our units of measurement. He traced the lines on my palm, and then read the pad of his finger down my pinky. This is called dejba, or the width of the finger. The next is sesep, the width of your palm. May suit is a royal cubit, which is 7 palms. Amon placed his palm next to mine and demonstrated the width stacked on top of each other. Flushing, I punched the numbers on my phone. So it says here that 1 mile is 3,520 cubits. That means that to get to Thebes, it would be roughly 19,712,000 cubits. He gasped. That's almost 1,000 iteru. Yes, and that's not crossing land either. It's over an ocean. Have you ever seen the ocean? He nodded. I have seen the great seas that are fed by the Nile. Believe it or not, Amon, that great sea is actually small when you compare it with others. Amon looked away and said quietly, I have not had much opportunity to explore the world. A melancholy expression stole over his face, and I found myself missing his warm smile. Amon, I touched his hand and scooted closer so he could see my phone. Look, I showed him a picture of the Earth. We are on this continent called North America. Egypt, I used my fingers to turn the globe, then zoom in on Africa, is way over here on the African continent. So you can see you are a very long way from Kansas, Dorothy. What is this box of magic? It's called a phone. It has apps that work kind of like a computer. I do not understand. I can seek answers to questions with it. It is like an oracle? I suppose, in a way. How did you acquire this gift of the gods? Did you defeat a monster in battle? Not exactly. Pretty much everyone has one. May I look? I handed him my phone, and he scrolled his fingers across the world map, watching in fascination as the perspective changed. We are truly on the other side of the world, he asked. That's right, and don't forget, we are assuming that your brothers are still in Egypt. Actually, they could be anywhere. China, France, the UK. Egyptian exhibits are very popular. Amon ran his hand over his bald head as he said thoughtfully, This is why my power could not take us to them. His eyes met mine.
Here we go.
I cannot use my power to cross over great waters. The desert sand becomes too heavy when it meets the water. It would sink us into the bottomless ocean. I swallowed. Well, technically the ocean isn't bottomless, but I get the picture. Playing with the phone, he began pressing various buttons and exploring different apps. I was shocked at how quickly he was picking up modern technology. There are too many Egypts. There are too many Egypts. There are too many oceans. You are right, he declared. But if we could get to Egypt, I could ask for Anubis. I could ask Anubis for aid. Can't you ask him for aid from here? Can't you ask him for aid from here? No. The ritual to call upon him must be performed in a certain place. Right. The idea that this perplexing, fascinating man from another time was leaving was a relief, but at the same time, I'd be very sorry to see him go. How often does a girl get to go out with an Egyptian prince? Amon was looking at me expectantly.
Dude. Oh
Biting my
God.
lip, I suddenly realized what he wanted. The date isn't over yet. Look, Amon. I'm not packed for an extended vacation, and I can't just go gallivanting across the globe. My parents wouldn't approve, and I have school next week. Spring break is over on Monday, you know. Why don't you just hypnotize some guy at the airport who is going to Egypt, and you can borrow his inner workings until you get there. Then, presto changeo, you sandblast your way to your brothers, raise them from the dead, finish your ceremony, and dust your hands of it all, so to speak. What is an airport? He asked. An airport is a place that has lots of white chariots that can fly in the sky, even over great waters. Amon rose immediately. Yes, we will take a flying chariot to Egypt. Whoa, wait a minute. I cautioned as he pulled me to my feet. What happened to connecting with some other person who's already going? He lifted my bag and secured the strap across his chest before taking both my hands in his. I can connect to only one person, Lily. I'm sure he saw the alarm on his face. The alarm on my face, because he quickly added, do not worry. Once the ceremony is complete, our need to be connected will be gone, and you may return to your family, you may return home to your family and your school. At that time, I will have my full powers and will be able to manipulate time and send you back to your home so that you will arrive just a moment after we left. No one will miss you. Your family will never even know you were gone. As he started pulling me along the path, I grew more anxious. What if your special location to do the Anubis ritual thing isn't there anymore? I mean, there's been a lot of archaeological digging in the last 1,000 years, you know? That means they've been excavating tombs? I added in case he misunderstood. The whole thing is a long shot. I tried to wriggle my hand out of his grip and continued. I mean, the remains of your brothers could be anywhere. And speaking of that, why do you have to raise them? Why can't they raise themselves like you do? And another thing, Lily. Amon stopped and turned, placing his hands on my shoulders. Warmth seeped directly into my bones, and my muscles relaxing so completely that every question I had melted away. I wondered if he was doing that on purpose again, or if it was just a natural part of being around him. I promise you that I will answer all of your questions, he said, but I must complete the ceremony before the full moon has risen directly above the ancient temples of Giza. Those monuments still stand, do they not? You mean the pyramids? Yes, but then we need to get there as soon as possible. But with the full moon restriction, that gives us only a month at best. I fear our time is much more limited, Amon said after glancing briefly at the sky. But by my calculations, we have approximately 1 week. He took hold of my hand again and guided me expertly out of the park. The honking of horns grew louder, and we were surrounded by people. If I was going to escape, it would have to be now. The thing was, I wasn't sure I wanted to. Yes, my emotions were erratic. Yes, Amon was using me like an energy bar. Yes, he was Egyptian mummy come to life. But I couldn't deny that I had never felt more alive in all my 17 years than I'd had in the past 24 hours. Amon stopped in front of the horse-drawn carriages, smiled wisely, and raised his eyebrows. Sorry, Spartacus, they only travel around inside the park, I explained. He sighed. It is probably for the best anyway. Those horses look fat and lazy. It is likely they do not have the stamina for the speed I wish. Hey! An eavesdropping coachman protested. Ignoring the carriage driver, Amon spotted a cab and stepped boldly in front of it, holding up his hands in a commanding gesture, despite the fact that the off-duty light was on. Stop, a golden chariot, he shouted. Amon headed around to the driver's side and spoke with him for a moment, ignoring the honking and rude gestures coming from the other drivers. Then he indicated I should come forward. I am tripping up a lot. The driver shot out of the taxi and opened the door for me. Please make yourself comfortable, miss. I'll have you two to the airport in record time. Amon handed my bag to the driver. I hesitated by the open door. Lifting my eyes, I found Amon holding out his hand as he watched me, and I wondered if he was using his power to read my mind. Will you come with me, Lily? Not you will come, or come with me, but will you come? Amon was giving me a choice, which I wasn't sure was exactly the case, but it was a nice gesture. This was the moment I had. I had, if not all the facts, enough details to make an informed decision. Amon still had the power to control me, and he was desperate enough to force me to do his bidding, but at the same time he was offering me a precious taste of free agency. I knew I was a coward, a privileged, self-deluded, spineless coward who preferred sitting in her pretty little mansion in her prim little room, placating her preppy fake friends, and all the while fooling herself into believing that she was as free-spirited as the people she drew in her notebook. But I wasn't. And right now, looking into Amon's eyes, I was panicked. Not only because what he was asking me to do was way, way beyond my comfort zone, but also because I was deathly frightened that this adventure might be my one and only opportunity to break out. To choose something different. To be someone different. It was all too easy to picture my life 5 years in the future. A gritty determination filled me. I wasn't sure if it was Amon's influence or if a switch in my mind had finally been flipped, but suddenly I wanted to go. I wanted to jump off a cliff, leap from a plane, grab the opportunity, as crazy as it was, to do and see things nobody else could. Though my hand shook, I slid it into Amon's and said, "Let's go." Taking a deep breath, I released all my reservations, feeling a sense of pride that I'd had the courage to say yes. Now I just had to get into the cab before my second thoughts became overwhelming. Gifting me with a sunshine smile, Amon pulled me close and whispered in my ear, "You are braver than you think. Truly, you do have the heart of a sphinx." What does that mean exactly? I asked as I climbed into the cab and scooted over to make room for Amon. In my country, a sphinx is often depicted as a man, but the Greeks believed the sphinx to be female, half lioness, half human. I appreciate their version more. You see, a lioness is brave and smart. She is a huntress who provides food for her cubs. Each animal she hunts has the potential to end her life, but she still hunts just the same, for there are others who rely on her. To have the heart of a sphinx is to have the heart of a lioness, but the sphinx is also a predator, a defender. As she raises her great wings, she creates a powerful wind that wards off evil. So are there real sphinxes? I mean, if Anubis is real, and mummies are real, then it's a possibility, right? Amon finally turned to me and rubbed his jaw. I have never seen one, but there is legend told among warriors that a woman brave of heart who proves herself in battle will be embraced by the spirit of the Sphinx. Right. All things considered, I'm not sure that's something I want to aspire to do. Battling isn't really on my list of things to do, and I'm also not fond of the idea of having a tail. Amon glanced at my body with interest as if considering the possibility. "What?" I sputtered as my face turned red. "Nothing," he answered, unable to hide his grin. I sank my elbow into his side and said, "Quit it. And while I'm thinking of it, stop reading my mind, too." Believe it or not, I try to avoid it. But sometimes your feelings are so overwhelming. Even I, with all my powers, do not have the ability to defend myself from the onslaught. I peered at the driver, wondering what he thought of this conversation, but he didn't seem to be paying much attention. In fact, his expression was almost giddy. Quietly, I asked Amon, "What did you do to him? Are you controlling him?" "I am manipulating his vision." "What do you mean?" "What he sees are the two most important people he will ever drive." When we arrived at JFK, I pulled out my credit card to pay, but the driver was insulted that I'd even suggested such a thing. He even dusted off my backpack and offered to carry it in for me. When we were finally able to break away from him, he shook hands with Amon, offered him a business card, said he was a big fan, and added that if Amon were ever in New York again, to please not hesitate to call upon him for any reason. As he drove away, I couldn't help but laugh. Who did he think you were? I'm not sure of the name, but the image of a young male singer with lots of hair came to my mind. The idea that an NYC taxi driver's big dream client was a member of a boy band kept me smiling all the way into the airport terminal. Chapter 7, and the last one we're going to read tonight. Flying Chariots. We entered the airport without any trouble, and Amon watched the other travelers with an expression of deep fascination. How different and strange we must have seemed to him, what with our gleaming windows, spacious, airy buildings of chrome and metal, and everyone bustling from place to place with their wheeled luggage. Now, you have to be careful about what you do in here. You have a knack for drawing too much attention to yourself. Try to blend in. There are cameras anywhere. Everywhere. At his confused look, I explained, a camera takes pictures. You know, like the carvings on the walls of temples and pyramids? They're like that, only much, much more accurate. See? I took a picture of myself with my phone and showed it to him. With fascination, he traced the image with his finger.
I don't know who got like a no one did.
Turning my phone around, I clicked a picture of Amon, but the screen was blurred. Hold on, let me try again. I shut off the flash and touched the button again and again, but each shot was the same. In the spot where Amon should be, there was a burst of light. Your technology cannot carve my image. It is likely because I am a walking shadow. Staring at the bright blur on my phone, I mumbled, more like a walking supernova. Amon continued to study the other travelers and then asked suddenly, "How do you see me, young Lily?" "I don't know. I mean, I have no way to classify you. Are you an Egyptian god? A mummy? Are you human? A ghost? Immortal, obviously. But really, there's just no frame of reference." "No, I mean to ask you, what is wrong with my appearance?" Nothing, really. At least no girl I knew would have a problem." Amon frowned. "Do you know if this airport has a room for baths?" "You want to take a bath right now?" I asked, confused. "No." And then it hit me. "Oh, a restroom. Sure. I do not wish to rest either." "No, I know. That's just what it's called. A bathroom, a restroom, or a men's room." I looked around and spied one not too far away. "Do you see where that man is going? That's the restroom for men. Will you wait for me here?" "Yes." As I watched him walk away, an idea popped into my head. On a whim, I headed over to a cart that sold earbuds. I knew Amon would find them very interesting, and was buying him a pair when I felt a tug in my gut. Signing the receipt quickly, I gave into the pull and was drawn back to the general direction of where we'd been sitting. The chairs were now occupied by other travelers, and Amon was nowhere to be seen. Turning in a circle, I tucked my hair behind my ears. I looked for him. The tugging sensation was gone. I assumed it had been generated by Amon, so its abrupt absence worried me. A familiar voice called my name quietly when I spun around. "Amon? What have you done?" He changed out of my father's baggy workout clothes, and as I glanced around I realized how he'd gotten a different outfit. 3 young men stumbled from the bathroom, wearing articles of clothing that had once been my father's. Each had a confused look on his face, and one of them plucked at the old t-shirt as he walked away. The fact that Amon had switched clothes with them was the least startling part of his transformation. The young man with the devastatingly gorgeous smile had somehow added hair to his head. "Is that a wig?" Reaching up, I tugged on the hair and found it solidly stuck to his head. "It is my own hair. Is the style correct?" If I thought Amon was handsome before, he was handsome to the nth degree now. His hair was dark brown, short in the back and on the sides, a little longer on the top. It was thick, layered, voluminous, and a little messy. The sort of hair a girl could bury in her fingers and then she kisses. "Stop it, Lily. It's not Bad, I finally said. How did you do it? I just accelerated the natural growth. I thought you were bald because you couldn't grow hair. No. Egyptian princes saved their heads. I see. So, why did you change clothes and grow your hair? Amon shrugged. It had not escaped my attention that I do not look like other men my age. It would be easier for me to move about if I'm less noticeable. There is not much I can do to alter my behavior except to follow your example, but I can at least attempt to look like I am from your world. I have not seen any men my age with shaven heads. Right? But do I look better? You look great, I said, and he did. He now wore a pair of dark, straight-leg jeans, a fitted blue blazer, a white Henley shirt, and gray Converse sneakers. I have a new belt, too. See? He lifted his shirt to show me, but I was too distracted by the tight muscles of his abdomen to notice the belt. That's nice, I murmured, turned away to hide the red warming my cheeks. Dropping his shirt, he asked, does it not meet your expectations? I waved a hand. Believe me, you are above and beyond my expectations. I cleared my throat uncomfortably, realizing what I'd just said. He didn't seem to notice anything abnormal. Well, now that you are attired comfortably, shall we figure out which plane will take us to Egypt? Leaving behind a trail of dreamy-eyed employees entranced by Amon's power, his GQ looks, or a combination of the two, and clutching 2 tickets to Cairo that we had neither paid nor showed passports to attain, we made our way through the airport. It wasn't long before I noticed the effect Amon had, not just on employees, but on almost every person of the female gender he met. Amon had an aura of power, and at least to me, he radiated all things warm and sunny. I suspected this was either a natural part of him or a reflection of the gifts of the sun god. We were all like sunflowers, turning our heads towards a very handsome sun. The idea irritated me, and I realized it was because I selfishly wanted to keep all of Amon's warmth to myself. Once we were on board, the flight attendants began showering us with a little too much attention. Amon basked in it. The first hour passed, and the flight attendants had become a constant annoyance. By the time the 4th attendant came by just to check on Amon a second time, I was fed up and interrupted her before she said anything. We're fine, thanks. I hissed at Amon. I liked you better, bald. Amon thought my reaction was hilarious. In response, I grabbed the pillow off the armrest and jammed it behind my head, folding my arms across my chest and closing my eyes so I didn't have to watch the never-ending parade of Amon devotees. Still chuckling, Amon grabbed the blanket given to him by one of the attendants, whose perfume he declared rivaled an Egyptian queen's, tucked it behind me, and leaned over to whisper, a desert lily need not turn jealous eyes towards the common violet. I didn't respond, and was soon lulled to sleep by the drone of the engines. End of chapter 7. And where we're going to end tonight, because, oh my god, my mouth. Thank you, thank
so
you.
Good.
Let me just give you a shout. Yeah, shout out to the homie right here, for real.
Oh god, I read way too long.
Oh, you're good.
Oh, you're fine.
2 hours, Jesus Christ. Yay.
That was awesome, Blue.
I love how sarcastic I'm being with it.
Yeah, I love the way that
This
you're
girl, like,
too.
fawning over this guy, and I'm like, sure, hun. It's funny that her name is Lily, because I'm just sitting here, like, imagining my dog.
I was thinking about that too. I was like, I wonder if Lily's like, huh? Every time you say your name.
Young Lily. Liliana Jaylene Young. I forgot that was her full name. What the fuck kind of name?
That is a long name. Holy crap.
What kind of middle name is
what's up,
Jaylene?
homie?
What's up, homie? Oh, watch out, because Rose is an imposter.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Oh, shiz. Okay.
Oh, what the fuck?
Damn it, I was gonna kill fucking red right there.
Ugh. Alright, I'm gonna let you guys finish stream. I'm gonna go rest my voice.
We're gonna switch to DVD here in a minute.
Yeah, I might just low-key leave this game in the middle of it.
Oh.
Shit.
Alright, well, I will talk with you guys soon.
Where's that drug?
Love
Alright,
you.
have a good night,
Glad
Blue.
you
Thank you for the
played.
reading. Love you too.
We got to chapter 8 of, I think it's 24?
Oh wow.
Shit, Kyle found
Let me see.
So we're like already a quarter way through, I think. I don't know. Math is
I
fucking
think it's
terrible.
24. I mean, and there's 2 other books after this, so. Yep, 24.
That is fucking me. You guys are wondering
So
what the book is. There it is for you.
Yeah, I'll switch back to that
Yeah.
screen real fast.
I'll try to do like 4 chapters a week. And then this other one is gonna have to be just like a chapter because they're so long. Because I remember when I when I listened to the audiobook, it was like each chapter was 45 minutes. So alright.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Alright, welcome in. Welcome in, guys. We're about to switch to DVD. I hope you enjoy. We've been bullying the crap out of people on Among Us, especially Tan, because Tan's a bitch.
Yeah, they're brown now and I killed them.
Yeah, fuck them. Messing with their homie Tom. What kind of shit?
Kill
Oh
the
yeah, we need to
rest.
grab Tom's information before we dip.
Yeah.
Get him in the server. Get a new
Oh my god, I
homie.
got fucking saved again. What the fuck is this?
I don't know. I'm in CAF right now. I'm just doing some wires. I hope you guys are enjoying the content that we're putting out.
Actually, you know
Oh
what?
fuck yeah, let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying this.
Okay, let's get.
We'll beat him this year, man.
Oh my god, not brown.
There we go.
I got this.
I reported brown.
Yeah, I know. I'm reporting brown too. Like, how fucking
You
dare
fat
they?
shit stain.
By the way, guys, we just joke on this fucking game.
Yeah. We just like to bully a little bit, you know. Builds character.
For real.
Wow, never seen that much love. Oh my god. Who hurt you, Brown?
Thank
the
you,
fuck is
Cody,
Tom?
thank you.
Castle Crasher stuff in there.
Yeah?
That's cool. I love the fuck out of Castle Crashers.
Yeah?
It was awesome.
Where the fuck is Tom?
Tom's blue. Damn, I need to get there. I need to get there. Shit.
I can't see shit. Yes, I can't see.
Oh shit. I don't know if we can.
Look, Michelin Man.
Oh fuck.
Fuck. All right, I'm gonna leave this one. I'm gonna leave this one.
Oh wait, did you get his fucking user?
Give soft tones.
Hexenmeister. And then the numbers.
Which I don't know what the hexen or what the numbers were.
It was like hashtag now for me.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna leave this game.
Okay, I'm gonna stick here for just a second and try to get killed.
Yeah, actually, I want to get killed too. I'm just gonna stay here.
Whoa, oh
Let's see if we
my
can get that.
God, someone help.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay like right here.
Yeah. It launched me so far. Oh, that's the super samples right there. Brandon. We need those. We need those so bad. That's bullshit. Oh. Get down. I'm throwing a nuke. Oh no, I dropped it. Run. I
Oh my
dropped
god,
the nuke.
I'm sorry you guys, you're gonna have to listen to Helldivers again.
No.
Oh, you're good. What's up, homie?
It's the perks of being married to a soldier. Gotta fight for freedom.
For real.
It says freedom doesn't sleep. But let's fucking go. Okay, Hexen.
It's Hexenmeister. And then I think there was just the numbers.
Oh no. Brandon, I got launched.
Unless it's just
Like
that, like
1,000
the characters
years
or whatever.
guys.
Yeah.
my stuff
Is
is lost. I got
We're just trying to get the homies Discord.
I'm voting brown, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, fuck Brown. Brown's a piece of shit.
Fucking shit stain. Only got those two.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't either.
God damn it.
Damn, I know I gotta do fucking tasks.
I know.
I wanted to
So
get
fucking
killed
bad,
in
I
the
just-
first round. That was so wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, okay. Let's fucking go.
It's Hexenmeister something.
Hold on, come where I'm at real quick, Brandon. Don't shoot the thing. You can hear them chanting as they're patrolling.
8718.
8718. Okay.
They're literally chanting.
Is it Hexen? It's Meister, right? Like M-I-E.
Yeah.
I'm throwing a nuke at them.
Yeah.
Alright.
I think it's EI. Actually, hold on.
E-I. Yeah, it's by E-I.
Oh damn, that guy.
But go ahead, vote me out. I don't give a shit.
I'm voting myself.
I'll vote myself too.
Since the username is incorrect. Oh my god.
Be wrong, assholes. I don't
No,
give
for
a
real.
fuck.
I'm gonna do like get some tasks. Fuck y'all for help me with the fucking damn oxygen. I need the fucking name again.
Oh shit. Okay. I was already like halfway through the objective. Anyway.
I've been working with just getting monsters called in Apex and I liked it, boys. Welcome
Oh.
in, John.
I got blown up.
Oh, what's up, John? Hope your day's been good.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, you gotta shoot the back of it just like the tank. Oh god.
Oh shit. Fuck you, Brown. Brown's just a piece of shit.
For real.
You greasy shit stain. Oh fuck. I love you, Coda. You cracked me up.
No, you cracked me up with the shit you were saying about Brown and the Dead Chat their game.
Yeah.
We put you in the shittiest image. Holy
You
shit.
built like a
you
fucking.
or
You built like
something
Trump's toupee.
That one made me
Medals
laugh
and
so
super
fucking
credits.
hard. And then I say Captain Dick right
That
there.
would cracked me up.
Poor brown.
Poor brown poo guy.
For real. About to just get killed stained by a body, for real.
Oh my god.
Hey, we're. Oh, son of a bitch, Brown. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
I saw that too.
Fucking nasty.
Fucking wild.
Bitch.
Oh!
He's a nasty ass bitch. Probably doesn't wipe his ass properly.
Why do they call him Captain Shitstain?
Oh my god. Can we please just get Tom's fucking shit and get the fuck out of
I
here?
wonder if it's like.
No, one called in a bot drop.
Tom's still alive? Yeah, Tom's still alive. I wonder if Tom's imposter.
All I know is that this fucking general shit stain is, so.
Don't run towards me, don't run towards me. Not yet.
Look at us going for probably gonna be like a 3
I'm being
hour
chased
stream.
by the Hulk.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Look, this is
I can't wait to get on DVD.
Dude, I'm so excited for that.
Hopefully we don't get our ass clapped.
I mean, you know we already are, so.
I know, but we had a good few rounds the other night.
We
I
did,
hope
we
it
did.
stays the same. Fuck yeah, get
Okay,
fucking
get him out
Blue
of the
and
game so we can get his Discord.
yeah. Yes, let's fucking go.
We should make sure they're over 18 though.
Yeah, we should. I can't do the plus.
I'm out of ammo. I'm gonna call him.
Oh my
Damn it,
god.
dude.
I'm about ready to give up.
Yeah, same. I just fucking hop on DVD instead.
What the fuck?
You know, someone kick Brown for real. I need this fucking dude's Discord for real.
God damn it, I didn't want to be in another fucking game.
I'd rather just give up right now.
I know. I think I did send him a friend request at least.
I did too. At least I think I did.
Okay, bet.
I'm crewmate though. I'm about to fucking disconnect.
I told her a grenade in the.
Oh, I am too. And leave game.
And leave game. Alright.
Oh shit.
I'm loading up DVD right now.
Oh, you can throw it in the door?
Me too.
Oh, did you?
I'm excited for some
DVD.
DVD.
And it blew my mind.
Oh, I'm so fucking excited. Let me change the game though.
Shit, yeah.
I'm just gonna keep the title. I don't feel like changing it.
There's one more up the hills.
Oh my god, stop opening fucking Spotify.
Oh, this isn't even the objective either. It's the radio tower that shows us where everything is. I'm out of ammo again.
There it is.
Dude, I'm so excited for the new fucking releases that are happening, like the Oni.
Dude,
That's gonna scare the shit out of me.
Oh my
Oh fuck, the old granny skin for that. That's gonna have me. I
that.
hate horror, like scary old ladies.
I do
That
so.
shit creeps.
They're
Oh, I didn't want
cool,
killer.
but they're terrifying. I'm loading up. I'm loading up right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just takes a bit. Also, if anyone that's new
Okay,
in my chat, at least, my game lags like shit on stream. Should you know?
Guys,
Yeah, same. It sucks sometimes. I gotta.
I see this simple drop.
I barely hear you over the game.
I'm gonna just join your.
I'm going. You going for it?
But-
Looks like a giant dick.
Bet I'm joining
No,
right now.
it should be on the ground on the bottom. But
Yes, let's go.
Let's go.
Been so excited for this.
Dude, I'm really playing DVD because the two of us are playing it, like for real.
I know. I fucking love playing DVD with you.
Dude, playing DVD for like the best
I'm going for Super Samples. About that here. They're here. Oh my god, they're here. We have to get out.
But you want to bring your mic a little closer?
Oh
Really
shit!
quiet.
Yeah. I keep like looking over there, and I'm like, oh, that's fine.
We have to. For democracy, there's no saying no.
I'm gonna need to like fuck with the settings on this.
No, it's for democracy ultimately.
Oh my god, not the for
It
democracy.
goes into my ship, which then will.
Oh shit.
I feel like if you and I played Helldivers, we would just go in there and not even know what to do.
I know, it's so overstimulating and like there's so much shit that you have to do. I don't think I could do it, honestly. I really don't think I could do it.
Did you see TikTok where the dude called off of work an hour before he had to go in just to play Helldivers?
Yes.
Dude, and then his boss called him.
Yeah, that was fucking wild.
He's like, oh shit, my boss is calling. Give me a second, guys.
Where? Oh, don't go near the tank.
You know, game is also overstimulating, but I really like it. Fucking Overwatch.
I have not played Overwatch yet. I think it's because one of the last couple times that I like tried to load it up to play with you guys and everything, there's like maybe like a corrupted file or something. I just gotta figure it out. It just was not working for me.
Yeah, because that game, when it's like the end game and every person's fighting, all the colors are so overstimulating for absolutely
Oh
no
god.
reason. Oh my god, it's almost like you're rotating it gets to the point where my frames drop on here.
Yeah, I believe it.
Oh my god,
we're rotating valves. Oh no, the other one's down here.
I've also been lurking on Persona on my little phone. Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it, homie.
It just has to turn yellow. There we go. Oh no.
All the mods on the channel in there. Fuck yeah.
Up the way.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Nice. Now we gotta go launch the rocket and get out of here.
Thursday's gonna be a walk in the park for this, to be honest.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, they all spawn in one location.
We need to get the rest of the content set up for tomorrow, or set up tomorrow so that it's ready for Thursday.
And yeah, I may or may not stream tomorrow. I'll have to see
take
how I
down
feel.
this base?
What's this person going on about?
I don't fucking know.
Let's do it then. Me too. Get out of there, get out of there. Both Hulks survived though. killed that one.
Let's go. 2 hours and 20 minutes. Let's
The
go.
railgun is a one shot.
You're doing so good.
You're doing incredible. We're both around the same time.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, as we should be.
Oh, they're all dead. Let's go.
Okay. Oh shit.
Oh shit, not this map. This is the very first map I ever played on. The one where I hid in the closet. I think this was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the map, or it's the other one.
That one's a little harder to hit.
No, it was Cold Wind. It was Cold Wind. It wasn't this one.
I got it. Who's dead?
What's up? I will help you.
That has to be the Wraith.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah. I'm like kind of near that, but not really.
There's one in the middle over here. And still got a giant cannon up there. Oh, you can go over it. I just tested it. Not so much. Now I got to have this thing in my thing.
Oh god. Every time I hear that, it just stresses me out.
Insane.
Oh, fuck me. God damn it.
The Wraith?
Try to rush it. I don't know who it is either.
I said go to the rocket.
I'm gonna try to rush this gen though. Oh god, I don't like that.
Oh wait, you must have something.
I'm almost there though. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Let me get this. Pray into the DPD gods. Let me get this gen. Fuck yes, let's go. Got one.
Nice. I'm gonna take a second.
You're gonna get some lore about the Sonic Guns.
Over here somewhere. Oh fuck. That was my bed. Ugh. We're about to have to be done. Fuck yeah. Let's go.
Come here, bro. Come here. Alright, you know what? Never mind. Fuck you, bro. I think you're working on this one.
I'm over here.
There you are. I see you. You're working on this one.
One.
You know what? Just
What's up?
grab it there. And then we're gonna finish it.
There's not another one left. Dragon 2. It's difficult to Dragon 3. Mine's stores. Yeah, mine's
Okay,
stores.
good. We got him off.
Not so fine.
Almost there. Shit. We're almost there.
And that's up here.
Oh fuck.
Oh,
No.
oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Both of them down? Are you fucking kidding me?
Alright, I'll grab the one.
Both of them have
Yeah,
been
there's
fucking.
side objectives up here. They're all three in the triangle. First one, we gotta destroy all these buildings. I can still call them the hell bomb.
I don't know where they went.
Nice. That makes my job easier.
I'm afraid. I'm so scared.
Drop it here.
God, I'm scared. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. I got
Watch
Bill
out.
off. Oh fuck me, god damn it.
Everyone get out.
God damn it. Oh shit. Well, at least I
Get out. Get
got
out.
helped get 3 done.
I'm gonna unlock this chest real quick and come back for you. I got you.
Okay.
Oh god damn it. What did I mean? What is this man?
Next. Is this empty? This is empty.
Okay.
It's for free.
Are they near you? They're busy with something else. Yeah, they're busy with AO. I'm coming.
I'm not kidding.
Fuck. Fuck.
It's a snow plant.
Over here. We'll do a heal party in here.
Yeah, I'm not it. I can get it.
Of course you're the Mori. God damn it.
Well, shit.
I'll kind of. That's just a message to the
Strokes on the stream tangle.
so that they
Yeah,
can
that's just the reading.
grab them and calm down.
We did a reading with Clue for almost 2 hours, which is awesome, by
Yeah.
the way.
Yeah, which they read a lot. It was crazy.
They read, I think, 3 chapters? Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta
Oh, I
fucking
got
be
next to
kidding
the
me.
corner.
God damn it.
So we're gonna put these in order. Put the high yielding one in the first. Could be like that again. And should be like that. So not be explosive.
Ooh, I fucking ran into him. God damn it. Carter, you might have to find Hatch.
Oh, shit.
Now we can use this as a
Unless they Mori you, in which case the game's over.
as a finish this.
Oh, shit. Well, we started strong.
No homie left behind, though. I'm coming.
Strategy first to use.
Look, if I get him hooked, once you find Hatch.
That's right.
I fucking hate trying to find Hatch.
It's either always gonna be by Shack or like the perimeter. Or somewhere in the middle, I don't even know.
Shit. Fucking rude ass.
Oh my god, you son of a bitch.
Also, that
Are you gonna Mori you? Nope, he's gonna come after me. God damn it.
Yeah, he's probably gonna slug me once he knows.
Okay.
Oh, what the fuck just happened?
Try to wiggle.
No, he got shot from back there. Yeah.
If he ignores you, that's gonna
Oh no, he's gonna hit me.
I'm starting. I'm starting. Freaking launch this.
Wow, he's gonna fucking Mori me right in front of you. The angle of that was insane.
Hatch is right there too.
Yep. Fucking love that.
That was so disrespectful.
It really was though, wasn't it?
No, someone just needs to touch the terminal.
God, they're a streamer too.
Right, we got the super snipers.
Oh
They're
really?
a streamer on Kick, yeah.
Oh what the fuck?
Brand's high priority.
What did they have?
That's crazy.
Predator, Bloodhound, Shatterborn, and No Way Out. Oh, not you have a No Way Out.
Alright, I'm gonna go pee real quick. I'll be right back.
I'm gonna grab some more water.
BRB!
I shit my pants. Oh wait,
Rub the
are we
belly, there you
streaming?
go. Yeah.
Cut the camera.
Just for extra money, I'm gonna sign NG for extra money. Alright, I'm here. Just went to go grab some water real fast. At least I can do this a little bit. How much is this? That's not too bad. I escaped one chase. Okay, well, that was kind of shit. Okay. This one. Actually, the Kick and Twitch rivalry is real. I mean, I have a Kick account. I just don't use it. I like Twitch better. Well, that's just my personal preference.
Alright, I'm back, homie.
I'll come back on.
Homies.
Just waiting for you to get back before I hit the start button.
No worries.
Alright.
I've only streamed for 1,000 hours too.
Yep, that's right.
I think I'm at like 970. I think.
Damn, that's a good bit.
Alright, let's try to
Especially.
execute.
I think I streamed 12 hours back in January. Well, oh no, it's 10, but it's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We managed to clear him before get to exfil. Here's the real challenge.
Oh, I do have Jane. Okay.
Yeah. No, he called in a bot drop. Everyone pushed past it. Yeah, I'm throwing mine. Yeah, I got 12 off of mine alone. Oh, shit. I didn't even see that. I just walked in and it was pointing at me. Legit. I like mills. Anyone need ammo? Who needs ammo? Okay, well my screen says different. It says you both need ammo.
Dude, your timers for
It says your ammo
stream
is
elements.
blinking.
Oh my god, thank you.
Like if you need like help with anything that has to do with streaming, I can teach you as much as I do now.
Bet. I appreciate it so much, homie. I feel like such a newbie with this stuff.
Dude, I'm still a newbie with this. Like I haven't really streamed a computer like until like pretty much this year. What you got?
Yeah, you took that.
Fucking best streaming duo ever.
Fingers.
Oh my god, you're gonna make me cry.
I want to try to get to prestige 5 in this game, like when I hit past 100. Because there's like the Discord server that I've been in for 2 years now, almost 2 years, and I want to get there.
Hold on. Here, I'm gonna throw the high yielding explosive. Where are they coming from? Oh, there! I see some coming. I'm throwing it. Keep your distance. Where? Have that. Yeah.
Dude, I can't believe we got imposter that one fucking round.
I know, that was crazy. I was like, oh my god!
I was like, let's go!
It was a lit game.
That was.
That was a good round. It was so fast too.
No,
We eated everybody out that round.
We were like, we were like, you, fuck you too.
Hey, hello.
There you are. What's up, homie?
Oh my gosh, my homies. Stick together.
Hell yeah.
Homies that stick together, stay together.
Nice.
Oh.
Oh no!
I'm not
Kick
gonna
it!
jump.
Kick it! Kick it! I was trying to kick it and it went to kick.
What the fuck?
It kicked it against the rock and it came back at me. I was trying to be cool and I flick it back at him, but it bounced the rock.
Ooh, I got great
Brandon
torches.
has him.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm putting myself on the line here. No! Yes, finger fire. Worth it. I will hold the line. No! Let's go on my team again.
Oh my god, we're almost there.
Shit.
Oh fuck.
Died.
No!
Brandon. Oh, Kyle died. Oh shit.
How? How the fuck?
Come here, Sheva, come here. God damn it, come here.
No, it says you extracted.
Oh, at least I wasn't first hook.
It only said all failed. We'll see after this. It's like it'll show some of these things. It says 3 extracted.
No, no fucking way. No fucking way. Oh, I was about to be so pissed.
Just need 4 more super safe.
Homie, I don't know where you went, but I'm running. Nice. Oh god. Oh, I'm gonna do this one over here. Kill me, please.
Please. Oh my god. That actually hit my back.
Oh my god, Cora. I'll try to save you when I can.
It's okay, it's okay. Really need to heal.
Okay, there you are.
She went to the left.
See her. I totally just avoided her. That was fucking awesome.
Oh, I saw that too. That's awesome. Thank you.
Try to heal you real quick.
She's coming back, she's coming back, she's coming back.
It's been a minute for sure. Oh, I almost missed that. Bet. Okay, let's fucking go.
Oh, you're going
3
this way.
more.
Okay, I'm coming to you.
Is there one in here?
There might be one in here. Look at us getting the job done. Maybe the other room? Yeah, other room.
Oh shit.
Ooh, is she in the basement?
I don't think so. Nice.
No.
Oh shit. God, we're almost there. I want to put a trap just in case.
Yeah.
Okay. Whew. Let's fucking go. Where's the last one?
Oh, I'm gonna do this chest real quick.
I think you got that person on hook still. Shit.
Alright, where did you go? Did you go right or left? I think you went this way.
I went straight. I'm trying to go towards... fuck. Okay, maybe not go that way. Is this one done? Yeah, this one's done. I think the ones on this side of the map are done.
Yeah, we either 3 gender solved or there's another gen around here.
I found one. Towards the gate.
Shit, she's near me.
Try to keep her busy for a second.
Every time. So. One of those ammo and stuff is like when you drop it, you drop it forward.
Oh, go the opposite way. Go the opposite way. Oh, fuck me. God damn it.
When we drop it, we drop it into the help
I
on
guess you want close. Found a jump, found a jump.
She's still after my ass. Here we go. Oh, fuck. That was the scariest chase of my life. Oh my god, I didn't think I was gonna get out of that, but I got out of it. Oh shit, I did so good on that. I was cutting corners, fucking vaulting as soon as I can. Oh shit. Oh shit. You're on that gen run.
Oh shit. Oh, I dodged that. I dodged it. Let's go. Oh my gosh, you're getting them right near my head too.
Yeah. I'm a little over halfway on this gen.
Okay, I can try to keep her busy for as long as. Oh, never mind, she left me.
Fuck. I'm so scared.
Here, let me try to distract her. Hold on.
She's coming back. I know she is. Fuck, 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 fuck. Oh, fuck. Yep. I'm out of here. No, oh, you fucking whore. You stupid ass bitch. You came out of nowhere. How the fuck did you get up on me that fucking fast?
No, for real. Like,
What is this shit? Are they talking shit about me?
No, I just asked what you were playing.
Oh.
Well, Brayden asked what you were playing. I was like, no, shit.
Yeah.
we're coming.
Fucking get my ass checked. That's cheeks clapped. Hey, hit me. Hit me. Getting back over here. Fuck yeah, she is. She's gonna get my ass again. Fucking trying to eat my booty cheeks. Don't appreciate it.
God damn it, I'm trying to hide in the bush. Oh my god. She just clapped me for real.
Nice.
Help me.
I'm gonna try to get this gate open and then I think somebody's coming towards you. Maybe not. If you can come towards me, towards the gate.
She goes to the gate, she goes to the gate. Never mind, stick to it. Here, get the gate open, and then just...
She might drop you. Fucking bet. Let's go.
I got
I did too.
repair
Ancestors,
generator in
right?
the family residence, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That was a good fucking game.
That was a good fucking game. So yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that. Good. I gotta pick a new challenge now. No request, whatever the fuck they call it.
Celsius, my brother was still on. I think Chase just went to bed. Yeah, orders, but
Hope y'all enjoying the game. We're sweating our asses off trying to save everybody, get the gens done, gates open, not get our ass cheeks clapped.
I almost did.
Oh god, so stressful.
Oh my god. Been a rough couple
I
games.
tried DNS just to but it's like which one you get. Yeah. See if we can tune this. This defense mission. Yeah, because you just unlocked impossible, right? So now if you complete all 3 on impossible, you'll unlock co-diver.
Actually, I'm actually gonna end here.
Okay,
Good stuff.
sounds
fun.
good to me.
I know who to write into.
Alright guys, we will
Alright.
be back on Thursday with a 12-hour long stream. Got some awesome ass content coming for you guys. It's gonna be fucking
I
litty as a
might
titty.
stream tomorrow though.
Okay,
I'm
just
gonna
let me
raid-
know.
I got
Let me
you.
know. I might hop on.
Fuck yeah. Alright, I'm gonna raid Bree Boss
Alright.
real quick.
Alright, who are we raiding tonight?
Bree Boss. It's all lowercase, but BRIBOSS. And this VOD will be uploaded by
What was the
tomorrow.
last bit? BRI.
BRIBOSS.
And why these people online
Hope
and
that
no one's
stream
playing
was
Hot
that
Dogs?
stream was awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed that.
Oh, she looks so
Trade
cute.
is
For real. And they're also playing Dead by Daylight, which is awesome.
Alright, we gotta go
Fuck
170.
yeah.
So honestly, let's go show them some love for real.
Fuck yeah.
Alright. Have a good night, guys. If I'm not back tomorrow, we'll be back
Good
Thursday
night.
with a 12-hour stream.
Fuck yeah.
Bye,
So
guys.
excited. Alright, bye. Have a good night, guys.
Throw on the resupply up here preemptively just when breaks up. Throw down that SOS VP.